Welcome to the Massage Business Success Podcast. My name is Amy Bradley Radford, and I help solopreneurs just like you learn how to do it all. I teach you how to earn $60,000 a year or more at the table, while also providing you with the continuing education you need to be successful without burning yourself out. I'm a board-certified massage therapist and have been practicing massage therapy for over 30 years, and I'm a nationally approved continuing education provider for over 20 years. I had my monthly business column in Massage Magazine called Advanced Business Strategy for many years, where I was able to share all kinds of tips about how to have a successful business with business owners just like you. I have also developed the Pain Patterns and Solutions modality, where we learn how to apply non-inflammatory therapeutic massage techniques to create real pain relief that lasts. Now, if you're ready to help your clients and make money at the same time, let's dive in. Well, hi there, and welcome back to the Massage Business Success Podcast. I am your host, Amy Bradley Radford, and today we are going to talk about a concept I call launch, or how to launch your massage business. Now, launch is something that I have developed from my experience as a business coach for the last 10 years. I took everything that I have learned and I put it into one program because I wanted more massage therapists to be more successful. And today I'd really like to talk about how to take the principles of this particular program and start applying them. So what is Launch Your Massage Business, and why do you need it? Being a business owner myself and working with massage business owners, there's a lot of different feelings that we go through at different stages of our business. And the reasons for those feelings are usually fears or frustration. And it just surprises me how many phone calls I get, or how many times I work with somebody for a coaching call and we're really just talking about how to break through boundaries and fears of how to go to the next level, or to understand why we're feeling the way we are about our business. But I wanted to just kind of talk about some of the pain points, and maybe you will identify with some of these in your own business. So when you're trying to get your business to quote unquote take off, and I use launch kind of as a metaphor of we're trying to take your business and just rocket ship it into the next level instead of this slow, gradual building. We want to really make this thing work. When you're trying to get your business to take off, it takes so much effort to get a business going. That feeling behind lacking success, not being able to build it fast enough, struggling with money, struggling to find clients. Is this sounding familiar? Wondering and worrying if this is ever going to work, or if you're ever going to be successful. Those are normal fears when you're first starting out. And then there is the wanting to quit, but not wanting to quit. You want to keep going, but you're working two jobs, and you're working one job to pay the rent for the other while you're trying to get your clients. And we've all been there. We all do this in the beginning, and you're doing so much for what may feel like or be free and not being able to afford it. Or going into debt to start your business. You've never owned a business before, and you know that this is the direction you want to go because the difference between what you could earn self-employed versus employed is substantial. And you take out a loan in order to support yourself to do this. But as things kind of wear on and your loan starts dwindling, you feel like maybe you're making a mistake. And the times it really feels like things are starting to flow and work, and then things start not working and not understanding why things really roll at one point and then they don't roll at another point. And understanding the ebb and flow of business, that it just takes time. And then there's the good weeks and the bad weeks, and the bad weeks are really hard. And you start juggling, trying to manage a business if you've never done this before, and do your laundry and manage your bills and finances for what I call two people, your personal you and your business you, and not really knowing what you're doing, or making a lot of mistakes because you just don't know any different, or learning as you go, or trying to become better at your service or your craft, and the hard clients you have that you can't help, and not knowing what to do about that because it takes time and experience to truly understand how to work with the human body. And then the boundary issues with clients and not really knowing how to handle them, or client expectations and not really knowing how to work with those either. And, I could keep going. What I want you to hear is that I get it. I get you. I understand you and where you were at right at this moment. And I understand because I have been in your shoes feeling all of the same feels. I have felt every one of these things. So when I coach people or I'm in classes teaching, I know exactly where you're at. And the amazing thing that I can offer you is I have the 30,000 foot view down, and I can show you where it can go when you don't really know where it can go. So that's why I developed Launch, is to give you the picture, to show you the way to get to where it is you truly want to be in your massage business. And I know it can be hard to grow your small but amazing business, and I also know it can be a lot easier than it is right now. So I have taken all the things that I know work specifically for massage businesses, solopreneur massage businesses, and I combined them into one training program, and that's Launch. And Launch is basically 3 principles. There's 3 classes. It's about 10 hours of continuing education, so it is CE approved. That wasn't really why I did that. I wanted everybody at whatever stage of business they were in to have a piece that they could start with in order to really propel and build their business and generate the income that they've been wanting to generate. So for today's podcast, I'm going to give you the 3 main principles of this entire program and how to apply them in your business so that you can start to see that these principles do work for you. I have had massage business clients tell me that things worked so well that it was almost overwhelming how much their business grew, almost like overnight, and so did their pile of laundry. But I'm going to cover what I call the 3 R's. And it's these 3 things that run your business no matter what phase you're in. So what I don't want you to do is listen and go, oh, well, that was my beginning of my business, or, oh, that doesn't apply to me because I'm not there yet. I want you to hear all 3 pieces, because at different stages in growth, you're going to need each of these 3 pieces. So if you're wanting to take your business to the next level, you need all of these pieces to do it. So I call them the 3 R's, and they are for referrals, repeat clientele, and revenue. So let's break down the 3 R's so that you understand that all the pieces must be present all the time to really launch your business and ramp up your business flow. So referrals, which is the life of your business, repeat clientele, which are the bread and butter of your business, and revenue, the whole reason we keep going, reaching, and trying to push forward, are all important pieces in each phase of your business planning. But before I get started, I want to tell you that I'm going to walk through these concepts as if you are just starting your business. So for those of you listening that are looking to scale your business and earn more, this stuff in the beginning is still important to understand, because when you start raising prices, you still need to understand how to get a few new referrals in your door. And in order to raise your prices, your service has to increase in value, and we cover that in the repeat clientele section. So hang in until the end, and there's actually a little special deal at the end for this as well, so you can see how this is actually a system that works to keep your business always growing and not just a specific phase of your business growth. So let's dive into referrals. Without them, you don't have a business. When you first started out, there is this overwhelming feeling. I know I felt this way. I'm like, where am I supposed to find clients? Or how do people find me and want my services? What I realize as a business coach, and I've actually taught business in massage schools as well, is that there's this gap. There's this gap between what you're taught and what actually works. And I want to identify this gap so you truly understand what referrals are to your business. So I'm sure each of you had business training in school that taught you to use what I call a shotgun approach. You take your business, you name your business, you get your business entity all set up, and then you create all these sales pieces. You do social media and consistent content and content calendars, and you get a website that maybe can handle your scheduling and all that kind of fun stuff, and you do SEO, and then you get business cards, and then you get maybe a QR code to scan to go to your social media content or your website. You put marketing materials together or flyers or any of all of that. So let's say you did all of that and you started your business and you just put it all out there and it's crickets. There's no clients or not enough clients to prove that this marketing is working. So now what do you do? And this is the gap that I was talking about. Somewhere along the line, you didn't get the information or really understand how to make it work for you and your business. So if you were to ask any busy massage therapist how they filled their schedule with clients, they are not going to tell you it was the social media and SEO optimization on their website or the 2-year business plan they put together. They're not going to tell you that that's what built their business. They are going to tell you that it was built by almost 100% referral. So there's this concept I call the power of the referral, and it's learning how to get your current clients to talk to other potential clients about you. And I'm here to tell you nothing, no kind of marketing can replace the power of having someone talk positively about you and your services to another person. That verbal testimonial gives people confidence to contact you for a massage. So that's the marketing you need to focus on. Everything else just means they can find you. It's about searchability. When I started out, it was a phone book, and you had to wait until the phone book came out every year so you could put your name in it and people could find you. But that's really what Google has become, is how people find you. So when you post more to social media, or you have, your website optimized, or all of those sorts of things, you just appear sooner on the list on Google and people can find where your office is. That's what that does for you. It does not create referrals. It doesn't. Anything that you can do that helps your client talk about you to others is what you should be focusing on. So there are a couple of ways you can do that. Number one, simply let your clients know that you're accepting new clients. Give them some business cards and send them on their way. Simply ask people to send other clients to you. It's such a simple thing to do, but yet business owners don't do it. They don't ask for business. And until you ask, you never know what you're going to get. So arming those clients with business cards and sending them on their way is actually one of the best ways to get new clients in the door. The other thing I tell people is you have to create incentive for clients to talk about you to others. Sometimes there needs to be a little extra push on their end to take the initiative to actually call their friend and say, oh my gosh, I just had the best massage. I'm going to take a picture of their business card and send it to you. I think you should schedule some time in with them because last week you said your back was hurting and Jennifer does a great job with massage. Sometimes you have to give the person who is giving the card to somebody else the incentive to do it. And one of the mistakes I see massage therapists make is they try and do this with a punch card. If you send me 5 clients, I'll give you a free hour. Well, that's actually too much work. That's actually too much work for a free massage. But I'm going to tell you that any free massage is the incentive that every one of your clients wants. So when I tell people that they need to create incentive, I teach them to create this system where there's business cards and there's a referral section on the back. There's a little referral area on the back of the card. The person can write their name in it. And when that card comes to you, the person who gave that card gets a half hour free. And you would not believe how much people start talking about you when they can earn free massage like that. Now, the third one that I'm going to talk about is simply inviting people you know to your table to try your massage services for free for half an hour. And I know what you're thinking. I've talked about free massage here twice, and maybe another instructor or coach has told you to never give away anything for free. But this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm not asking you to work for free. I'm sharing with you what it takes to get your ball rolling, how to launch your clientele. If you're sitting around paying rent for an office space that you aren't getting enough clients to pay for, well, then for heaven's sakes, use your space for something that will start bringing in clients instead of nothing. So just think about that. If you were to get 3 to 4 new people each week, so let's say you have 4 or 5 clients that you're working with, and each one of those clients sends you a referral, all of a sudden you have 4 or 5 new clients. Let's just say 3 to 4 new clients each week. And for the next 3 to 4 weeks, if that ball keeps rolling, because these clients really do want some free massage and they know 10 people they can send to you, all of a sudden that's about 12 to 16 new clients that could potentially show up on your table if you work it right. So in Launch, there is a 1 CE hour class, and it's called the Business Referral Card System. And it teaches you about how to leverage this type of referrals in your business so that you can build it faster than you ever thought possible. In fact, there's a little bit of a cautionary tale in there of make sure you're not giving all of your clients these referral cards, because you can't sometimes handle the volume of referrals that come to you when you really use all of your clientele. And if you're in a situation where you've moved and you're trying to build your business and you don't really know anybody, I always tell you that there's the power of the referral and then there's the power of the invitation. Put yourself into a situation where you can meet people that you can then invite to your business to try your services for half hour free, and you can start building your business that way. I have seen it work many times with people when they've moved. You just have to get people to sample your services. I think the hardest thing for potential clients when they're looking for a massage therapist is, they're looking for a touch experience. And that touch experience is kind of hard to put yourself out there for. So when there's an opportunity for you to sample someone's services, it kind of eliminates that hemming and hawing about, I don't know if I want to spend the money, if they're any good, that sort of thing. It lets people do that. It lets them come see who you are, and you give them the very best massage possible. And then if they're like, wow, I want to come back, and hey, I need to send my neighbor, then you just give them the referral cards, and it kind of starts rolling that way. But it talks about it inside that class and teaches you how to set up that system so that you can build your business faster than you thought possible. So that brings us to repeat clientele. Getting people to come to your business and try your services is the first step. Getting them to return on a regular basis is the next thing to master. There is only one reason why clients return to your service, and it has to do with fulfilled expectations. Whatever you offered them in the massage session made them feel better to the point that they wanted to repeat that time with you. Now, you could be in this place right now where sometimes you're getting it right and clients are repeat clients, and sometimes you're not getting it right and you don't, the client's like, oh, I'll call you and reschedule later, and you don't hear from them. They don't call back. That's like the statement of death for repeat clients. I'll call you later. But you could struggle in this place for years. And I kind of did through my first couple of years, because I couldn't really figure out what it was I was doing with one client that made them want to be a repeat client of mine. And then I would do, my very best work on the next person, and they wouldn't come back. And I struggled there for a while until I really started understanding it's not necessarily about massage. It's not about your skill. It's about something much bigger than that. So I'm going to tell you the reasons why you are most likely struggling, and then I'll share how to fast track through this to becoming proficient at getting repeat clients. In fact, I turned it into a game for myself. I wanted 100% repeat clientele. And there was a point in my practice where I got there, but it's because I had kind of cracked the code and I understood what made a repeat client. So this is what makes a repeat client. Everyone who comes to you for massage already believes that massage could potentially fix a problem for them. And that problem could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be mental, or it could be all three of them or a combination of a couple of those. And I want you to think about the clients you already see. Some come to you to see you for like pain in their back. And some come to see you because they just want more massage because it feels really good to be worked on. They just like massage. And some people come to you because their stress and pain that goes along with stress is off the charts and they just need some relief. Some people are grieving and lonely. Some want to improve their weightlifting goals or compete in a sport. But if you really think about that, each one of those needs requires a different approach. But what's crazy is unless you are a mind reader, you don't always get this information out of people that could totally shift how you do massage or what you apply, thereby creating a client that wants to return. And if you sit back and you talk to a successful practitioner and ask them, how they get clients to come back, they would tell you something like this. And this is what I went through. Well, it was hard for a while, and I just kind of guessed until I started to understand what worked and what didn't, the successes and failures. And I also started to understand that when people requested certain things like pressure or techniques, But the way they asked or what they said, the words that they used started cueing me and helping me to understand what they really wanted. And once I figured that out, then things got a lot better because I figured out what people really wanted. So I want you to think about this. To be successful with repeat clientele, you have to learn how people communicate their needs to you and how you interpret them. I'm going to repeat that. To be successful with repeat clientele, you have to learn how people communicate their needs to you and how you interpret them. So let me ask you a question. Did you have a communications class in massage school that taught you how to break this information down and turn it into an experience? Nope, neither did I. But I made this class later on to help students. I was running a clinic. I was a clinic supervisor in a school, and I wanted the students to be more successful. And so I took all of those feelings and all those little cues that I knew and just the little things that I know worked, or the sentences or phrases that you would ask people. I took all of that and I put it into 6 questions. And then I taught the breakdown of those questions. Like if a client says this, it means this, but what it really means is this. And if a client says this, then what they're telling you is they're afraid, and they're afraid you're going to hurt them, but that isn't really what they want. And we kind of just broke this all down. And do you know what happened? I had most of my students getting requested by their clients, so much so that I had to put a limit on how many times you could see a student in the clinic so they could have a broader experience. Students were getting repeat clients before they ever left massage school, all because they learned which questions to ask and what the answers meant. And then this is the final step, how to turn that into a massage flow that spoke back to the person through touch that they had been heard. And so this class that I developed, it's called Massage Your Market, and it is the 6 most important questions to ask your clients so you can meet their expectations. This class is 6 hours. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's that much information to understand and interpret people and touch and how they communicate about touch and their fears about touch and what they want from you. And we dive into pressure levels and how to get really clear on what it is your client wants with pressure. And I give you tools that help you be so successful at the massage table that you'll wonder why you didn't have this class in school. There is so much amazing information about how to build a full practice with repeat clients. I can't cover it in this episode, but I promise you in future episodes, we're going to talk about each of these questions, because you're going to have some aha moments of like, oh my gosh, that's what that means, or that's why it worked with that client and not this other client. But this class you could complete in a weekend online and start Monday, totally shifting your business because you increased your ability to communicate and then meet your clients' expectations. And the amazing part of this, and this is where that launch and snowball and get things rolling comes into play here, those clients, when they get their expectations met, they not only come back, they tell people about you. They ask for the business cards, regardless of any sort of incentive. They send you all kinds of people because the experience was so valuable to them and they felt so much better, probably just from being heard, that they send all kinds of people to you. So for most of us, this is where we kind of grind away at our business for a year or two, where we're learning how to run our business, we're learning how to meet clients' expectations, we're getting repeat clients, we're bringing new clients in until our schedule is full, and learning all along the way how to run your business and generate the income you need to succeed. We kind of stay in the trenches for a couple years right here. And then all of a sudden, something changes. You come to a place in your business where you're ready to move up, or you're ready to change how things are going because something inside of you says, I know that my value is greater, but how do I actually start charging more for what I do? So our last R is revenue. This is the money, the income, the support that your business gives you back. This is the exchange for your time and your physical energy of working over bodies. And it is the number one thing that massage therapists reach out to me for coaching and guidance, and that is how to raise their prices without losing clients. So I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm going to tell you that losing clients is part of growth. What you have to realize, though, is that you're afraid. And I was in this place too. I didn't want to raise my prices because I was afraid of going back to the beginning and starting over, because that really sucked. That really sucked to find all those clients. And so that fear holds us from making changes that we know we should about ourselves and our businesses to really reflect our value. Because once you've had experience in massage, you can't buy that education. You have to create the knowledge in your hands, and it becomes more valuable the more years you're at the table. But it's also important that you make sure that you're charging correctly for your value, or you start to get burned out or resentful for the work that you're doing because you're not actually earning what your potential could be. But most of us choose not to raise our prices because of that fear of going back to the beginning, and nobody wants to go back to the beginning and find more clients. But this is what I'm going to tell you. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. As long as you understand that what you are charging for your services must be reflected in the value you're offering your clients. The client has to feel that what you're charging is worth what they're getting. And as long as they feel that, clients will continue to pay a little more and a little more as your business grows and you start charging more. Where therapists and business owners start losing clients is when they just arbitrarily raise their prices on a regular basis without any perceived increase in value. So let me explain how this works. And I want you to put yourself in your client's shoes. So let's say you really like your massage therapist and they raise their prices every 6 months, regardless, about $5. And, the first time or two that they do that, it's okay because you're still feeling like you're getting the same value as before. And you may have actually thought, wow, this person could charge a little more and I'm going to leave them a tip. Tips are usually a sign that you're not charging your value. But when something like an $85 massage turns into a $95 massage or even a $100 massage, it had better feel like a $100 massage. Or as a client, even though you like your therapist, you will take a step back and go find someone willing to give you a $95 massage for $85. But if your therapist were to increase the value of their service within your session, when that $5 increase happens again, it's staying within a correct value. And the client has felt that the service is better and therefore worth more in their own mind. So if you raise your prices past the client's perceived value, you will see clients fall away. So when I work with people coaching, the first thing I talk to them about is a self-evaluation, and we go over parts of their business where they already know they could improve things. They already know that they've become lackadaisical in certain approaches or behaviors or mannerisms with their clients, and they know they can improve those parts of their business. And this could be text messages reminders, just the experience that someone has when they book the appointment with you or rebook an appointment with you. Sometimes changing that feeling around that creates more value in your service or in your business, a perceived value for your client. Sometimes we really have to work on pressure. Sometimes we need more techniques. Sometimes you need to clean up your office. Sometimes you need to paint and redecorate so that it's a more beautiful space to come into. Value is not just in the massage. Value is in the whole experience that the client feels. And so when we do this self-evaluation of your business, we walk through each of those steps to really break down what could be improved and how to increase that value and how to increase your customer service that you're giving your clients so that you can turn around and raise $5 and your client goes, wow, in the last 6 months, I've already seen my massage therapist is doing, I feel like I'm getting more value than I was before. And when you make that $5 raise after you've brought in more value, it's justified in the client's perception and they're willing to pay that. And you could do those raises up through $20, $30, and $40 of changes throughout a couple of years or like 18 months. You could do that. And what you will find is that the clients that value you stay and the clients that don't value you don't stay. But the clients that do value you that are repeat clients will send more people to you if you ask. And you can gently rotate your clientele into that higher level and start maintaining the correct rates for your value. It's kind of a beautiful strategy when you start working with it. Yes, there is some sadness when some of those clients that have been with you for a long time have fallen away, but I'm here to tell you that if you hold yourself back in your business for those couple of clients, you will end up resenting yourself. And so it's really important that you stay within that value range of what you really are worth so that you can stay in this business for the long term. That is actually one of the reasons why people stop. I've worked with therapists. I've had therapists in my class that had this really packed schedule, like 6 to 10 weeks in advance, you had to have your appointment. And I have watched them shut their doors and walk away. And when I've asked, why they've stopped, it's because they were burnt out. And they were many times burnt out because they were doing too many clients, because they were unwilling to raise their prices, and they couldn't do it anymore because there was this need for more from their business, but they were holding themselves back. And the only way that they could stop people taking from them was to stop doing it. It's fascinating to me, not fascinating, it's sad actually, that when they finally achieved their dream of a full business, they didn't know what to do next, and it burned them out, so then they stopped and left the career of massage therapy. So getting back to revenue, inside Launch, there's this class that I've put together, and I call it Maximize Your Massage Business, and it teaches you to create the strategy to take your business to the next level. It really requires some strategy. And I also teach you how to listen to cues inside your business that tell you when it's time to create those changes. There are certain fundamental things that will happen. Your schedule fills up and you can't take more people. That's a great time to raise prices. Your clients start tipping you again, and that's a great time to understand that your value has increased and a price increase can come down the line. And there's a couple of other things too that I found after coaching one-on-one. A lot of my clients wanted the same thing, and some of those things were changing your schedule to be more of what you wanted it for your personal life. What we start out at in business, which is nights and weekends a lot of time, isn't what we want to continue to do 10 years down the road. We want a 9-to-5 job, and we want our weekends and our evenings back. But if your clientele is a clientele that can only come on nights and weekends, well, there's some work we have to do in order to shift your clientele around so that your schedule becomes more of what you want for your personal life or your physical health. Another thing that I found working one-on-one with people is, again, how to find that real value and then create the plan to get that new fee schedule rolling. And again, I'm going to repeat that, if your clients are tipping you on a regular basis, like let's say you charge $75 and you're continually getting $20 tips from at least 50% of your clients, what your clients are telling you is your actual value is $95. Well, that's great. So how do we go from $75 to $95? And that's part of that strategy we talked about. But tips are a very great way to know that what you're doing is valuable to your clients. So pay attention to those. And when tips disappear, it usually means that your value has gone down, your service has gone down. And it's not just about the economy. Some of the other things that we talked about are how to come up with a plan of how to implement new value into their business. And this was what I talked about: better communication, text messaging, reminders, new skills, new office, all of those things. And we pick one at a time. We don't do all of them. We pick one at a time because then it allows us that next $5 increase. So that's some of the strategy that we would talk about. And if I had someone who needed to learn to communicate better so that their repeat clientele ramped up, I would always recommend them to the Massage Your Market class because it just works. It just teaches you that communication that just really, again, launches your business to the next level. And then there was always the learning to let some clients go and be open for new clients to join your practice. And I'm here to tell you the boundary issues that we have gone through of how to reestablish healthy relationships with yourself, your business, and your clients. It's huge. I have done a lot of coaching about reestablishing healthy boundaries because massage therapists are givers, and we give and give and give and give until we have no more to give, and then we keep giving. And you have to learn what that really means. You have to learn where your boundaries are so that you're not burned out, you're not exhausted, you're not injured, and how to get your clientele back in line with the things that support you. And there's so much more. The Maximize Your Massage Business class has a second title to it, and it's How to Earn $60,000 a Year or More at the Table. I'm not saying that that's all massage therapists can earn. I've helped massage therapists earn a lot more than that. I have earned a lot more than that. But that's my first goal for my clients and the people I work with is what does it really take to earn $60,000 a year? And how do you take the things that you learned, the referral system, the repeat clientele, and how to get the revenue and create this system that just keeps rolling and moving like a machine so that you can take your income up to different levels of 70 or 80 or 90,000 a year and understand what you have to create within yourself and the value of the service you're offering in order to get there. So I could talk about the max. I could talk about any of these classes for hours, and I probably will, because I truly want to see massage therapists succeed. But any of these classes, they completely change how you approach your massage business. And, I think the most fascinating thing, the thing that I love the most about it, is it turns a massage business into a career for you for years to come. So like me, I've been in the massage field for over 30 years, and I have reinvented myself inside this industry. But the reality of it is I love massage, and I love massage therapy more now than ever. I love to see clients' health and quality of life improve. I love to see massage therapists that I coach create businesses that support them so they can support their clients. It's a passion of mine, and I firmly believe there's not enough hands out there doing massage therapy to help the need and demand that's out there. So I want to see all of you succeed, and I want you to know from that 30,000 foot view down, I want you to have that picture so that you know where you are at in your business and where you can take it, and that I'm here to help you do it. So Launch Your Massage Business is so much more than 3 classes or 10 hours of training. It's a system that can help you finally achieve the business of your dreams. So as a special thank you for listening to today's podcast, I have a coupon code that you can use for 10% off the Launch program. That code is LAUNCH10, LAUNCH 10. And you can simply go to amybradleyradford.com/launch to find the Launch program. And when you select to check out, you simply add the LAUNCH10 coupon code to get that 10% off. Thank you for listening. For more information about classes, products, or coaching, go to amybradleyradford.com. And if you've liked what you've heard, please subscribe and leave us a review.